Hey guys, today we're looking at the Tiger 2 by Deagostini. Seen in other manufacturers as well, but anyway, Deagostini is how I know it. So this is a diecast model, so it's metal and plastic. Came out a magazine several years ago. I've done a few videos about other tanks that came in that particular range. This is one I picked up actually more recently. I wasn't really intending to, but I just happened to see it at a little military fair in Listowel in County Kerry in the Republic of Ireland of all places, and it was there for I think €15, and the guy gave it to me for 10. So I said, right, I'll add it to the collection, no problem at all. So basically this particular one, as it says there, Panzerkampfwagen Tiger Type B or 2, SDKFZ 182, Schwere SS Panzerabteilung 501, so heavy SS Panzer Battalion 501 in the Ardennes in 1944. And that's basically what it represents. Simple enough. Comes with a little plastic case, which I've removed the top of there just for filming purposes, and is affixed to this kind of standard diorama base that comes with every one of those models in the Deagostini range. Nice little model, I must say, nicely detailed. I mean, yeah, a nice little basis for any conversion or weathering or whatever it is you wanted to do to it to further detail it if you wanted. As I've said before, these little things are ideal for someone who maybe doesn't like to put kits together but likes to have models, or someone who maybe can't do as detailed work as maybe they used to at one particular time of their lives for whatever reason. But anyway, I think they're a lovely little option. They're great, even from a painting practice perspective, if you were to just use them for that. But they're a nice sturdy little piece. I use them for wargaming because they're just handy. The bases themselves, you can actually just use a screw driver to take them off, or a little Allen key kind of thing. There's little holes there, and just a little fixer screw goes with it. So I just moved that there, and then you have your tank. The tank itself, a little bit of weight to it, it's quite nice. So again, from a wargaming perspective, it won't move around too much on the floor. Table, should I say, not floor. Although if you're a kid, on the floor. But anyway, so the paintwork is actually quite nice in it. Again, you could easily put a little bit of detailing into that. Tools and stuff are displayed there. I have a metal handle on this shovel, so obviously you'd paint in that, and various other tools and bits and pieces there. Detail on the back, not so bad. A few little bits missing that you would imagine would be there. There's just ammo boxes and stuff or whatever they were. It might be missing there. The block is painted in here. It should be a wooden block, I think. But other than that, it's pretty good. The little towing cables are there. The engine deck looks pretty decent as well, and the various towing cables and so on and so forth there. So all in all, quite a nice little kit. Obviously the turret hatches don't open and so on and so forth, but how bad. The turret itself will remove. I can do this one-handed. There we go. And inside you can see there is a big lump of metal basically screwed in to give you that little bit of heft or weight to it, which is quite handy from a, as I say, wargaming perspective. It means it won't run around the tabletop too often. And the tracks themselves are kind of rubbery vinyl, so there's a little bit of a non-slip element in that as well. The gun, as you can see, has a limited element of elevation and depression. Not too bad. It's not too flimsy either. It doesn't feel like it's going to pop off in my hand or anything. So one thing about these particular models is that sometimes the road wheels were loose, maybe with a dry glue or that. So no harm in running a finger along there, checking them, and maybe just adding a little drop of super glue to reinforce something here and there if necessary. Easy enough to do, and easy access from that particular side there. And the Tiger 2 itself, of course, obviously one of the most famous tanks of World War II, kind of the pinnacle of German tank production, I suppose you could imagine. Various different variations of it. If you're looking for a real rundown on that, I recommend the Tank Chat number 47 by David Wiley from the Imperial Tank Museum in Bovington in the UK on YouTube. Well worth a watch. Very informative and very, very detailed and quite accurate, of course, being one of the curators of the Tank Museum, one would expect that it would be. But a good video and well worth a watch, so big shout out to those guys. Obviously the turret on this one is what's generally termed the production turret. Some people refer to the other type of turret, which is kind of more rounded at the front. I don't have an example of that here, as the Porsche turret, although Porsche had nothing to do with the particular turret design. That was actually by Krupp. Basically, the gun itself inside in the turret is in an 88mm gun, but it is larger than the one found in the Tiger 1, which, if memory serves, was a, what did they call it? L51 maybe, and then this one is an L70 something, 78 or something like that. So a longer, more powerful gun, basically. Range of about 3 kilometers, give or take. And basically they increase the size of the shell to go into that particular gun. Not so much the diameter of the round that came out the end, of course, obviously, but the amount of propellant and so forth in the brass shell casing. So you know, not exactly a pea shooter, to say the least. Quite a substantial piece of armament. So we'll just put this down here. We'll compare it to a few other Tiger 2s I have here. We'll just remove our little riser there. So there is the Deagostini one. Actually, what we'll do is, just for comparison's sake, size-wise, vehicle to vehicle, this is a Deagostini Tiger 1, and this is a Deagostini, again, as I say, found in other brand ranges, but I'm just saying that for Deagostini because that's how I know them. If I can just elevate myself here a small bit, you can see any size differences here. Now, these are all from the same range, and they're supposed to be all 172 scale, so you can see the variances there in size and dimensions just with those 3 vehicles there. So the Tiger 2 is obviously a larger vehicle. So that's the 334, that's the Tiger 1. Now let's have a look at some other Tiger 1s. This one is a Revell, and this one is a Fujimi, which I just painted up in similar colours. Again, size-wise, I would say the Fujimi, which I'll just move over here, is a little bit smaller than the Deagostini one. Okay, you can see there's fractional. If I just try and line it up here, there seems to be a little bit of a difference here, and a little bit in width as well. Turret size seems to be a little smaller as well too, although the gun length from muzzle to breech seems around the same. But there's a little bit of a width issue, I think, in the turret there, and fractional length, maybe not. But the Deagostini one seems a little bit chunkier. It does indeed seem to be more in keeping with the Revell one. Again, if I can just match up like for like, they seem to be a little bit closer together as regards dimensions. Again, gun length seems similar enough, but the turret and so on seem to be a little bit more in keeping with each other. So just from a size comparison perspective, that kind of thing bothers some people, not so much me so much. But just for a little bit of a laugh, here is a Matchbox King Tiger. But I hear you say Matchbox never released a King Tiger, and that's correct, they didn't, in a plastic kit form. This particular one is from the Matchbox Battle Kings range, which I had as a child. I would imagine that is probably 40 years old if it's a day, and has seen a lot of action, mainly in the backyard and so forth. That is more of a 176 scale model, or toy really, rather than model, and it matches in a little bit better with the Fujimi. But just for fun, I said I'd throw it in there because it's one of the only other King Tigers that I have. I've actually put on a barrel onto it from a spare barrel from a Revell Jag Panther, and I've stuck a few bits and pieces onto it. The hull, or the turret, hatch and crewman are in a new edition. So I think my dog ate the original crewman outfit when I was a child. And I does extra bits of track link there and so on and so forth I put onto it, just as a matter of interest. The wheels are on the side are from a Matchbox Challenger tank, I think it was, and the original rubber tracks. But I'm debating I might paint that up or try and restore it in some way. I kind of did that about 20 years ago, maybe more, I don't know, I can't remember. And anyway, that's just a little comparison, a little bit of fun there, just to have another Tiger 2, which I have actually used from time to time in wargaming just for the fun of it and nostalgia. But anyway, that is basically it. As you can see, it probably matches size-wise better up the Deagostini model to the Revell one, which is fair enough, because they're through 172. The Fujimi is a little bit smaller. It's a nice kit actually, the Fujimi, very simple. And then we are back to our Deagostini one. So that's it, guys. That's a quick look at a die-cast model. As I say, I don't normally do these, but they've turned up in my attic, and this one at a little military fair not so long ago. So you've had a little size comparison there to a couple of other brands. And look, I think myself, if you know, you were looking for a handy addition to your collection, or maybe you're you have an Ardennes offensive to fight at your War Games club or whatever it is, these guys, you could do a little bit worse than pick up one or two of these. As I say, save you time on manufacturing the kit itself, and you know, handy for detailing and all the rest of it, kit bashing. So that's it, guys. We'll have a few more videos coming up. We've taken a bit of a break for the last month or two, but we are working on several other projects. We've got an Airfix Cromwell coming. We've got a few other bits and bobs, as they say. So we'll get back to that over the course of the summer, and we'll have a few more videos for you then. So thanks for sticking with us, guys. If you would like and subscribe and all that business, greatly appreciated. And as I say, check out that Tank Chats number 47 by David Wiley from the Imperial Tank Museum in Bovington in the UK if you want more information. Very concise, very accurate information on this particular vehicle. Way to go to the Tank Museum. So anyway, leave it with that, guys. Talk to you again soon. All the best. Bye bye.